Good afternoon guys, I hope all is well. It's James here from the Football Manager Whiz Kids, back with the second video, the second episode of the homecoming with Newcastle United, my final save on Football Manager 2015. On the day that FM15 features and release date was announced, November 13th, beta access 2 weeks earlier for those who are going to be buying the game. Just in case you've not seen the announcement, I'm sure you have by now. Okay, let's get into it. Since the last episode, I made one signing, and that was due to an injury in the first game. I made a move, brought him in as cover, due to the injury of Florian Thauvin, and it's this guy. Jordan Ibe, on loan from Liverpool for the season. I've been assured by Football Manager fans, players and Liverpool fans that this kid is fantastic on the game, and at that value, at that tender age, I expect something good of him. He's as cover. By now, the time to recording this, Thauvin has just come back to fitness, which is a good thing. So let's get straight into it. We're going to go straight to the fixtures, show you how I've been getting on, and talk about each game in small detail. Okay, so we kicked it off, a 2-1 home defeat to Manchester United, where Alexander Mitrovic on his debut got his first goal, put us ahead, but two identical goals conceded from Juan Mata and Wayne Rooney at a packed St James's House with 51,000 fans in the ground. A disappointing defeat. We didn't play too great, but a pre-injury to Tim Krul before the match meant that Karl Darlow also made his debut. Not the best of goalkeepers at this level, in particular with no experience, but he did take my man of the match and getting a 7 rating. It's not the highest, but in the defeat he got a 7, he pulled off some good saves, and he actually kept us in the match more than what we should have been. We didn't deserve anything out of the match, a 1-2 defeat against Manchester United. Next up was West Ham away, a respectable 2-2 draw. We went 2-0 down, goals from Ayoze Perez and Moussa Sissoko got us back in the game. Gini Wijnaldum got my man of the match with an 8.2 rating, 1 assist and 6 key passes in that game. Now guys, if I'm recommending a save to you on a new recent update, and possibly our own one, for me it's West Ham. They are excellent, even against me. Victor Moses, Enna Valencia, they were just absolutely quality and they tore me apart, and I honestly didn't think I'd get in and out of the game. But a 2-2 draw away at the bowling ground, I'll take it. We're still getting into our shape, we're still finding things out, tweaking things here and there, as I've done. So next up was the Capital One Cup second round game, because we're not in Europe, at home to Luton. We made a few changes here and there, not loads, because I want to try and find that team that I'm going to use for the Premier League so early on. We won 3-0, it was quite comfortable, dominated in every aspect of the pitch. A surprising crowd of 41,000 turned up at St James's Park. Goals from Moussa Sissoko, Ivan Toney on his debut, who came on for the remaining 30 minutes, and the skipper, Fabrizio Colaccini. Man of the match for that game, for me, a 16-year-old playing at right back. He's a natural right back, but I think he's going to be good at central half. He actually switched due to an injury when Chancellor Mbemba came off. He went to central defence and I brought Dalo Jama on. His name is Ryan Nyamba, and I'll just let you see what he's like. This is he, Ryan Nyamba, the 35 of Newcastle United, brought in from Blackburn Rovers on a £450,000 compensation. Now he did only get a 6.9 in that game, but he was never troubled. We kept a clean sheet, and I thought for the age of 16 he was rock solid. Now guys, you're telling me it says he's a right back, crossing poor, dribbling poor, the rest is okay, but with that heading, that 17 determination, the bravery, aggression, determination, sorry I already said that, the natural fitness, the pace, the stamina, the strength, teamwork, work rate, he has everything in his game as a 16-year-old to nurture him, take him, twist him, mould him, tutor him into a top-class central defender, and he's one I've wanted to use for a very long time, and in my final save of Football Manager 2015, I've finally gotten round to it. Ryan Nyamba, he's going to play central defender for me. I gave him man of the match because of his age. He kept a clean sheet, he played in 2 positions, and it was a mixed match team. So next up came the Capital One Cup third round draw, and we got a kind tie at home to Huddersfield, which I'm pretty pleased about. Hopefully, as expected, as the favourites, we go through that, and we'll see what happens in the fourth round. Next up, a Premier League tie away to the Hawthorns against West Brom in what was an all-round fantastic team performance. Now, we went ahead through Alexander Mitrovic getting his second goal in the black and white stripes, and Siem de Jong scored straight after it. That was an absolute world-class strike. He also got one assist in that game, and the reason I've chosen him as my man of the match, not only due to the goal, the assist, and getting a 9 average, is in that Tracker-Tista role behind the main striker. Siem de Jong is pulling the tricks, he's creating the flow, he's putting everything together, he's the main link, the main source of generating goals, assists, the play, dictating the tempo in what my favoured Tracker-Tista role. A good performance, and our first win in the Premier League was away to West Brom. And the final game at home before this video goes out was at home to Liverpool in what I thought would be a closely contested game. Again, 50,000 plus at St James's Park. A massive 5-0 win. Now this was us almost at full strength. Before the game, we welcomed back Tim Krul in the goals. I put him straight in. I know he wasn't 100% fit, but I trust him more than I do Carl Darlow. Tovan, we stuck him on the bench. Fortunately for us, we didn't need it, so we didn't get to waste the energy, waste the fitness levels, and thrown in at the deep end. This game saw 2 assists from Luciano Narsing, a hat-trick from Moussa Sissoko, who also got an assist in that game and a 9.7 average. Moussa Sissoko, is looking like the key player in his team so far, as the inside forward on the right, using his pace, bombing forward, cutting inside, shooting, getting goals. That's his 6th goal, I believe, in 5 games, which is absolutely fantastic. It's early doors. I'm really looking forward to using him to the full extent that I can. Narsing with that 2 assists, as I mentioned, a good start to his career, but a whopping 5-0 win. And guys, we actually exploited them. If I can just show you how they set up, and if their formation is still there, I can show you how they started, and I can tell you what I done to exploit their weaknesses. So guys, here's the Liverpool team that they've just played against me. Now, I had Benteke and Firmino getting marked very tightly. Now, I want to play all my play wide, so I got my full backs overlapping, I got them running forward, I had them also marking tight to the wide men that they had. I used my 2 wide men in Narsing and Sissoko to the full ability that I could. They had 3 at the back. Now, I don't like playing 3 at the back, but when I play against it, I look to exploit the areas on the right here and on the left here, either side of Sacco and Skirtle, hoping that Milner and Verinya wouldn't do their job and track back. It's quite an offensive formation from Liverpool. I look to exploit it, and I feel I've done that to the very best. I also played my tactics, my player roles and my team tactics against that, which I'll just show you just now. So this is what I've done, guys, against Liverpool, exploiting their defence. I went for more direct passing because I wanted the balls going into the corners where my wide men and my full backs could get onto them, exploit their full backless formation, and pass into space for similar reasons. Player defence, that's just what I like to do. Float crosses into the big man, Alex Mitrovic up top, run at defence. If they've only got 3 at the back, I want to exploit them spaces that I keep talking about. That's why I look to exploit the flanks, look for the overlap, play wider, and they couldn't deal with it. That is why a whopping 5-0 win against Liverpool so early in the season came to me. Roam from positions because I don't want them figuring out my plan, what's going on, and much higher tempo. They just couldn't deal with it. So in the opening 5 games of the season, we've managed to keep 2 clean sheets, 3 wins on the bounce, which is important, get 2 Premier League wins under our belt, and only defeat at home to Manchester United, which has been not the best, but a tough opening few games. West Ham, Man United, West Brom, Liverpool, and next up, Arsenal away to the Emirates before a cup match at home to Huddersfield. Then we've got a decent run of games against Palace, Stoke, Leicester, Southampton, Bournemouth, before we come into some tricky ones against Man City, the derby at home at Sunderland, Villa, Everton, Tottenham, Swansea, and so on. So, finally, before we wrap it up, I'm looking at transfer targets. I'm thinking about January already. I've got a little bit to spend. I think about 7 million. That's a rough guess. I want a left back, guys. I'm looking to sell Dummett. I would like to keep Haidara as backup, but none of them make me comfortable as first team fullbacks as yet. That's the area where I'm a little bit worried about, and that's really where I'm going to see the problem. Attacking wise, I'm pretty happy. Defensively so far, and future wise, yes, I'm pretty happy. But the left back, we're going with Haidara just now. I feel like I need another one. I don't know, maybe a 23, 24 year old for a few seasons, just for stability in the league. That's where I want. So if you've got any ideas of a left back, maybe ones I've never heard of before, that are not mainstream, that not everybody knows, hit me up, guys, comment, let me know. I could do with your help on the left back suggestion. So I'll be back in 5-6 games time. Next up, Arsenal away, the Emirates away. Let's do this. Come on, Newcastle. This is the homecoming, and I'll see you guys again soon.